some stuff that may be repetitious, but the videos do age down off of the system and people don't see them. As far as the cold weather theory of Kenny Veach, if he went up higher, it's not impossible because a person can go into a heat trap or cold trap. Now this is the heat trap that the Yosemite people went into. Go downhill during the relative cool of the day and no exertion, you're going downhill. Once you get down there, you can't get back up. You can't get back up. With the temperatures now 108, and that's where they were found. They couldn't get back up. So that's a heat trap. It's not impossible that Kenny Veach could have went into a cold trap. Go up in the toasty sun of the morning with not enough stuff, and maybe even go up higher if he did go up higher during the day, and then here comes a 12-hour night. He starts getting cold and can't easily make it back down, and hypothermia is not out of the question depending on the winds. If there were strong winds and if it was cold, and if he went up such as without a coat and without gloves, he could have had a situation where if he did attempt to sleep, that you wake up after a few hours and you're freezing to death, and he has to make his way back down in the dark. And also, once again, he would make little mistakes like take a different route down and encounter cliffs and barely make it back down. That did happen to him. So right up here in this area, he did go up and takes a different way back down and encounters cliffs where he barely made it back down. Another thing about the cold, if he did go up higher, is that if you look at the time of the year when he last went up, it was warmer and the summer was just ending. So he could have also been caught by, okay, it turns out to be very cold, but he may not have been prepared because all of his hiking had been during relatively warm weather, and he got caught by the first few days of true cold and was not prepared. That I certainly don't think he would have went up there with no coat or a good hat, because remember when I went up, I almost froze to death right here and had to turn back. My speech was slurred. I couldn't move my fingers and stuff like that. And that was during the day. Okay, so what if he went up into a cold trap? Go up to his favorite areas and then work back down, possibly waking up freezing to death in the middle of the night where you can't work your fingers. You're coming downhill, so there is no exertion that warms you up. If you're going uphill, it can be freezing, but you will work your body temperature up and be sweating even if hiking in snow. But coming back down, that wouldn't have been the case. So suppose he's getting cold and in the dark is desperate and realizes, oh boy, I'm freezing, I have to get back down. And then you start rushing, you start taking chances, stuff like that. So it's not out of the question that he did go up higher. So there's one thought. As far as the sword killer's place up here, it also decreases the odds anyone would have been there themselves freezing during that winter. And then next, as I said, he could have bailed out and go, whoa, it's too cold, and it worked down over into here. So that's not out of the question. But there's some thoughts about the like a heat trap, going down into a heat trap or going up into a cold trap. One person asked where was the cell phone. The cell phone mine is here, and all we know is that they went up because they saw it on the video. And so they just simply led the dogs up, and the phone was found, the way we understand it, which they won't tell us, was on the ground. It could have been during a change of clothes. or whatever, that the cell phone, I believe, was dropped. So anyway, there you go. I can't pause the video to think. So any stuff I think of later, as soon as I shut the camera off, I'll put in the typing. But you know, this area up here, up high, is an area of interest, but the problem is nobody can get up there. Nobody can get up there. And so, like, to go up here and work up and come down from above, where he may have been working back down in the night, freezing with numb hands, well, that is a day. That's not go up 2 hours. No, that to go here and here, that's a day. That's a day. So it's just not possible to search all over the place. So anyway, that's it.